Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Series Sentry. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we go on the top, Marvel Legends Series 4 and up, assortment number, the Sentry. On the front, Marvel Sentry. Nice product shot, I guess. Digital render, most likely. The Sentry. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Hasbro print. On the bottom, includes figure and 3 accessories. And Marvel Legends Series on this side, another digital render. And on this side, nice artwork of the Sentry, Marvel Legends Series. On the back, Marvel Legends Series, Marvel Sentry. Again, digital render product shot and accessories included. Warning, attention, Achtung, no stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Marvel print, small fine, legalese, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, a barcode, Hasbro print, recycled print, don't give it to the babies. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole either. That, my friends. Oh. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. I missed that on the front. Can't ever miss a chance to say don't stick things in your pie hole. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to help take a look at the accessories. And first up, he does come with a set of alternate hands, and these do look like trigger finger hands. On up and down hinges, no less. So, definitely trigger finger hands. But can also be used as a C-grip, I suppose. But I like that. Nice molded details in it. Molded in the correct color of plastic. And same thing for this one as well. Up and down hinge, trigger finger hand. Nice molded details, molded in color. Then his other accessory is an alternate head where he is the void or transforming into the void. I don't rightly remember, but it has something to do with the void. And I have to say, it does have some nice molded details, nice paint, probably molded in this translucent plastic, and then everything else is painted. But the paint apps on this look really, really good. I mean, his ears are bleeding, and just like the flesh burning back, it looks really cool. And even the paint there in the eyes, around the eyes themselves, that glowing looking paint. So very, very nice looking alternate head. Now, as far as the Sentry himself, I have to say I'm not a big fan of like this windswept look. It doesn't lend itself to more than just a, you know, he's floating there in the air and the wind's blowing, and that's about it. And the cape doesn't even match that. It just flows downwards. And it's, you know, standard Marvel Legends candy coating cape as it is. Now I will say the sculpt does look nice, and the windblown hair, it looks nice, but it just it doesn't lend itself to much more than, you know, him standing and the wind's blowing. and that's about it. As far as the paint apps go, it looks like the hair is probably a separate piece just glued on. It does have a little bit of a wash in it to help some of those details stand out. And then we have nice paint app for the eyes there, like he's charged up with energy. And then there's a little bit of a, I don't really want to call it a wash, but there's some shading around the eyes as well. And then maybe on the jawline there. And, you know, nice use of the printing technology. The lips, although they're slightly a different color, it doesn't stand out too much like, say, G.I. Joe Classified Series Falcon, who looks like a clown. And then we have some nice shading around his Sentry S there, and just to make it appear like maybe it's glowing. And it looks like maybe this is a paint app. And then it really appears like everything else is molded in color. And of course the S itself is a paint app, because this is all printed on blue plastic, and then, you know, the S is painted and the under it's painted. They probably painted the yellow. I guess it's yellow. I'm colorblind. Don't make fun of handicapped people. So, but to me it looks yellow, and they probably sprayed that on first and then painted the S. But excuse me. That's how it is. Now I do like how the cape and this piece of, which I guess is part of the cape too, you know, it's all one piece, and I'm assuming glued into place. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. Because of the hair, he really doesn't look up much. He can look down that much, and I do think, yeah, ball and hinge for the head. He can do the full exorcist, although the hair does make it difficult. He doesn't, well, he's got a little bit of chicken neck and very little, well, he's got some waggle, very little waggle though. At the shoulder, 360 degrees of rotation, and he can raise his arm up approximately 90 degrees. At the upper bicep, there is a cut, 360 degrees there. Double hinge pinned elbow, and it gives you that much bend, so that's not bad. In and out hinge on the fist at the wrist, 360 degrees of rotation there as well, and in and out hinge on the other side also. Standard ab hinge in the torso allows him to lean back that far and crunch forward that far. And then let's see, probably a straight cut here at the waist, yeah. And the belt is separate, so it does kind of get up out of the way of that, and it will give you a 360 degree rotation. And the belt does a nice job of hiding that particular cut. At the hips, he gives you that much of the splits. He kicks forward maybe a little past 90 degrees, so that's good. And then about a step for back. Cut at the upper thigh for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinned knee, and it gives you that much bend. At the ankle, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. And that, my friends, is a look at Sentry. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. There at the mid shin, there's a 360 degree rotation boot cut there as well. How did I miss that? I don't know. But that, my friends, is a look at Sentry and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Series Sentry with the Marvel Legends Series All-Father Build-A-Figure Wave Sentry and the Toy Biz Sentry, who was part of the Giant Man Build-A-Figure wave, which was Toy Biz's final wave of Marvel Legends, and also a Walmart exclusive. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Series Sentry, with our last Marvel Legends comparison making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee from G.I. Joe Classified Series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Series Sentry, I have to say the extra head accessory is nice. I do remember where, like, toward the end of, was it Dark Avengers, maybe? Where he was becoming Void and had that fiery skull type look to him. And again, I vaguely remember that. But I do like that alternate head. I do think it's a nice touch for this figure to finally get that bad side of him to where you can represent that. Now, the extra hands being up and down hinged at the wrist, I do like that, but the fact that they're trigger finger hands does perplex me a little bit, because I don't recall Sentry ever using firearms, and I could be mistaken, because again, I'm not super up to date on some of the newer stuff, especially, you know, the Bendis, his stuff in Marvel Comics was so widespread that it was hard. It's still hard to read everything that Bendis has done in the Marvel Universe. And I know this was a character he brought into continuity in... which Avengers was it? I don't remember. But where he kind of like rebooted the Avengers, it was Captain America and Spider-Man and Sentry, and I don't remember who else. But so I did read a little bit of that, and so again, I'm vaguely aware of who the character is. I'm not that big a fan of the flowy hair thing. It does, you know, you can do maybe one or two things picture wise with it, and that's about it. And if you're a big fan of the Sentry, then of course, you know, you're gonna want to pick this one up, especially with that alternate head. And even customizers, you may want to pick that up. You know, that would make, you know, a gnarly Ghost Rider transforming head with a little bit of paint. But again, I really like the deco on that alternate head. It really is the prize piece of this set. And I do like the larger sculpt. You know, he's a bigger dude, so they used a bigger mold, a bigger buck for him, and I'm glad that they did that and didn't make him a little skinny Bucky Cap bodied Sentry. But overall, I have to say, you know, it's, you know, whether you're really into Sentry or not, whether to pick this one up, I can't really say one way or another. I mean, if you're a fan of the guy, I think this is a really good version of him. If you're not that big a fan of him, it's probably a skip for you, especially with it being Walgreens exclusive. Sometimes those are very difficult to get your hands on, at least at retail type prices. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.